I'm Michael Bain, and welcome to our weekly Triggered, coming to you from the secret hidden bunker in the Rocky Mountains and Dragon House Studios, brought to you this week by MTM Case Guard. Now, we're going to talk a little bit today about revolvers, and these revolvers have all come from Taurus or affiliated companies, and they are three singularly good revolvers, one of which you have not seen yet. I wanted to start with this, the 856 Executive Grade. It's a 3-inch barrel, stainless steel, hand-fitted, 38 plus P revolver. And one of the reasons I wanted to start with it, it's now been around for a year or two, and it has emerged as a singularly excellent gun. It's also part of a really fascinating trend that I wanted to talk a little about today, and those trends are 3-inch 38 special or 3-inch 38 special 357 round butt revolvers. It is a huge trend because people discovered that 3 inches is easier to shoot, a little bit better to carry even, than a snubby, than a 2-inch, 2.5-inch snubby. There are gunsmiths who are making their living right now converting Smith & Wesson Model 10s, old Smith & Wesson Model 10s. And when I say old, if you did an archaeological dig in Egypt down to maybe the 2nd generation of pharaohs, they would be carrying Smith & Wesson Model 10s. There's a lot of them around, but you see these conversions from 4-inch to 3-inch. It's interesting. The 3-inch 38 special revolvers right now are riding a crest. You say, well, why not 357? Well, choose the load that you need. And 38 special plus P is an excellent loading. In fact, you're starting to see a lot of people with the 3-inch and the 2.5-inch snubs using 148 grain wad cutters, which I used when I was a kid because it turned out they work great. So the 3-inch revolver is a really, really interesting choice. I think this is great. I am going to change the grip on it. There's a little bit of interference with the speed loader on this side. But to me, if you have one of the 856 Defenders, one of the 3-inch Defenders, you're going to get a sense of why these are such well-balanced, such useful guns. So, and now we're going to go into a little in the weeds. In the next segment, we're going to talk about another Taurus, but one that I couldn't resist. It went to a gunsmith. Stay with us. Welcome back to Triggered, where we're talking about Taurus and Taurus affiliated company revolvers today. And this guy, you've seen this before. This is a 692 38 357 medium frame, all steel revolver, 3-inch barrel with 4 ports on it. And the ports in this case are pretty handy when you're shooting hot 357s. They're rubber grip. And you look at it and go like, wow, that's really butt ugly. It's butt ugly right until the point that you shoot something like a Buffalo Bore Outdoorsman out of this gun, and then you say, those grips are so beautiful. But the neat thing about this gun, which we've talked about, is it's a 2-cylinder gun. Essentially, you've got a 38 357 cylinder that you can push this button right here, it pops out, and you can insert a 9mm cylinder, which makes this probably the best prepper gun ever made. Because if you're in the prepper community and you're carrying a 9mm, you're storing up 9mm, which is what everybody basically on earth is doing for their semi-autos, it's really handy to have a revolver that can shoot those 9mm rounds. I like this gun so much. This wasn't sent to me from Taurus to evaluate. I asked for it. It's been in the line a while, part of their Tracker series, because I thought it was a good gun. I thought it was such a good gun that I bought it, and then I sent it to Fink's Custom Gunsmithing. Dave Fink is the in-house resident gunsmith at Gunsight. That's where Fink's Custom gunsmithing, gun sitting, it's like a babysitting service, is located. He is easily one of the best gunsmiths working in America. He works on Tauruses, and I sent him this gun and said, hey Dave, smooth it up for me. This isn't like a custom gun, but I'm keeping this one and I want you to go through it. So basically everything is smoothed out. Everything that needs to be polished is polished. Springs that need to be replaced are replaced. And what I have here, oh, look at that. That's what an 8-pound double action trigger looks like. Single action if you care, which I generally don't. There are reasons for single action, but this one comes in right about 3 pounds. It is now a world-class gun. Haven't started shooting it yet. If you follow us on Facebook, you know that the last few days have been a little involved with a small beagle being bitten by a rattlesnake, and it's kind of taken up a lot of our time here. She's fine. But I wanted this gun as an excellent backcountry, as an excellent prepper gun. Neat thing, of course, about the 9mm cylinder is it works with moon clips, just like this. And you're going to buy your moon clips from TK Custom Moon Clips. They are the best in the world. They are what I use on my competition pistol. They're what everybody uses on their competition pistol. So that's the way you're going to go. You're going to need tools like this to load the moon clips. It just makes your life a little easier and you get to keep your fingernails a little bit longer. But what we have here is a 4 caliber gun. 38, 357, 9mm, and with the right size moon clips, 380. This is more of like a circus trick. But if you're keeping a gun because you want to be able to use multiple different loads in it, this is a great gun. If you want it to be as cool a gun as this one, that's Dave Fink. Dave Fink, Fink's Custom Gunsmith. Gunsight. We'll be right back with something new. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Taurus USA. Always ready, always bring it. Stoger. Everyday tough. SDS Imports, Thesis. Thesis means quality. Hunter's HD Gold. They change so you don't have to. And MTM Case Guard. Quality shooting sports accessories. Welcome back to Triggered, and now I'm going to show you something brand new. This is from Rossi. Of course, Rossi is owned by Taurus, another Brazilian company, and Rossi has made revolvers, once again, for a long, long time. They were kind of a baseline revolver manufacturer. They got out of it for a while, and then this year, they introduced 3 new revolvers, and there's been a huge amount of interest for it, and I think you can see why here. This is RM64. It's been announced, but it's never seen. So, hey, I happen to have one here. This, hey, it's a beautiful gun. 4-inch barrel, 38, 357, about 30.5 ounces. Gosh, 6-shot. Trigger pull on this one as it came out of the box is 11 and a half, 11 1/3 pounds. Double action pull, single action pull is 4 pounds, 4 1/3 pounds, something like that. But just looking at this, this is a beautiful revolver. Now, the other guns that Rossi introduced was the RM66, which is 38 357 with a 6-inch barrel, obviously like the Smith & Wesson Model 66 series. And then an RM63, which was a 3-inch barrel gun, which you literally can't lay your hands on right now because of all those things we talked about in the first segment. The demand for 3-inch 38 357s is huge. But this gun, I was really struck by, number one, how great it looks. The metal finishing on it, Rossi rubber grip, that's one of the things you're going to always see on Taurus guns. But it fits the hand well. Again, 11.5 pound trigger pull, you can live with. It's those 16, 18-pound trigger pulls that really kind of put you down with it. But shouldn't be too easy to tune this gun up at all. I'm going to be able to take it to the range now that I have my doggy stabilized. But check out the trigger. It is a wider, smooth trigger, what you would call a match trigger. And I find them really useful. I think I have, one of my match revolvers has a wider trigger on it, but I do like it. This gun is a striking gun, and it's even more striking at an MSRP of $469. That's $469 MSRP, which means that you're probably, when they come into widespread distribution, you're going to see these guys knock down a few bucks, which means that you can get a really nice, really quality revolver. And as I said, Rossi's not new to this game. I have Rossi revolvers that I got, I don't know, 20 years ago, something like that. But this guy, adjustable sights, and you can see front sight, the ramp. Probably can, if you need to replace the whole ramp or you need to knock the pin out of the front. But I'm looking at this, and if you want to talk about, like, say, once again, a bedside revolver that you can afford in 38,357, this Rossi RM64 is going to be right there for you. Okay. As always, I'm Michael Bain. I think it's been a rough couple of days around here, but I am Michael Bain. This is Triggered. You can find us on michaelbain.tv, which to me is one of the great firearms resources on the internet, and it's always free. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Rumble. You'll even be able to find us on Facebook. Thanks to MTM Case Guard for sponsoring us this week, and we'll see you soon.